Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing very fine this afternoon. Thanks for joining me here. Grateful for your presence. Oh, let us tap right in and see what storyline Spirit would like to share with us this afternoon. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. What storyline would you like to share with the collective this afternoon, please, Spirit? Storyline for the collective, please. All right. In the central energy, you've got the Hanged Man. Letting go of something. Time to walk alone. Releasing somebody. It's time for them to walk alone. Somebody wants to surrender. They're being let go. In the challenge position, we've got the Nine of Swords. It's a nightmare. This being let go, this release is a nightmare. They're suffering a trauma. The trauma of what comes around goes around. The trauma of karma. In the challenge position, we've got strength. So they're thinking about strength. Maybe they want strength. Maybe they're thinking about your strength, your courage, your compassion. Maybe they would like your compassion. They're thinking about your focus, your inner power. In the recent past, we've got the Hierophant. So somebody with significant position could be the Most High. Intention and expectation. Oh, intentions and expectation is a Ten of Swords. There's a painful ending, a collapse, a defeat. Somebody failed. They failed at whatever their endeavor was to dominate, to control. This war with the Most High themselves. They're being let go. In the near future, we've got the Star. So this is a painful ending for somebody. And in the near future, we do have a renewal, rejuvenation, revitalization, a rebirth. Spiritual fortune here. Strong. In the lens it's being looked through, there is the Nine of Wands. Willing to do what it takes to get to the finish line. In the environment, victory, Six of Wands, public recognition and reward of victory. Very, very strong, very, very determined you are. Shining, courageous, Hierophant. Backed by the Most High. Maybe that is the Most High here. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Somebody, you broke the cycle. You broke the freaking cycle of this abuse. Star. Hierophant. You broke the cycle of abuse. You've got a victory here. And the outgoing energy. What's the outcome? Spirit, the outcome of this. Well, the outcome of this is a Seven of Wands. So you persevered and maintained control through this situation, and somebody has to accept the loss and move on. They got to do it. They're in a tower. They're in a freaking tower. And you're moving forward. You're moving forward and you're leaving them behind. You're an earth angel entering into marriage. Kingdom spouse. Union divine. And it looks like the Queen of Pentacles here, there could be an ending, an end of a cycle for a Queen of Pentacles, or it could be a Queen of Pentacles bringing about an ending to a cycle. This could be a protectress that is like a, could be ancestor, or it could be a member of the new family tree who is bringing about a death to this cycle that you have been in, star. They're binding people or person or whatever. They're restricting their mental body. They're not going to be able to touch you. Astral travel to you, get into your mind with telepathy. They're not able to plant negative seeds into your field of consciousness, your field of awareness. They're very much restricted. They could be eating their words, having a lot of negative thoughts. So they were trying to seed into you. They're now having to deal with that, eating their words. And the cycle closes here. It's a completion. The world has turned. It's a celebration of life. And you've got a journey here. The Chariot, the Sun has gained a victory. All is well. You're getting into your Nine of Pentacles here. So that's wonderful. The world has turned, completion of a cycle. You've got a victory. You're going on a journey. You are the Sun, rebirth, and plenty. And not only do you have Nine of Pentacles there coming into the reward for the fruits of your labor, you have a new career as well. So some other form of work that you're going to be doing, which is going to be very prosperous. So you're getting a big payout, it looks like, or a big reward. And then you get to move on into the new cycle, in a new career. Doing whatever it is that you have learned. This new cycle that's beginning a new prosperous cycle. You've got a lot of choices here. There could be some decisions that need to be made. Somebody may be feeling stagnated because this is a completion of your heavy burden. And you're moving into, look at this, Ace of Cups. Again, marriage, love, and Six of Pentacles, abundant wealth. You're coming into your inheritance. You're getting it all. You're getting it all. But you just know that you got two knights here wanting to come in, and they're trying to be ambitious, thinking fast. They're doing their charming thing again because they want to take part in your Ten of Pentacles. Look at that. Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Because very quickly there's very swift change, and it's based in truth. And some people, those ones who are rushing forward to take part in your destiny here, they're suffering a financial loss, and this is what they're moving into. But you're sitting here in your Queen of Swords energy, and you've got clear boundaries. You're like, hey, whoa, right? Back off. Back the F off. Get out of my space. Page of Pentacles. New beginnings, a new job again with the new business. It could be a whole new business because you had the Ace of Pentacles there too. You are leaving it behind and you're making plans for the future. And you got another Knight here. Or maybe this is a King of Swords wanting to come forward with a heartfelt proposal. But there is this thing here, juggling priorities. They're got a lot of stuff going on, and they're trying to commit fraud. Yeah. And this Emperor is remembering everything that was done here regarding his love union and this reconciliation. He's thinking about his Nine of Cups here, and he's cutting out. He's cutting out, folks. All those who were disloyal, they're getting gone. You got a King of Cups here looking at the Empress. But they could be this codependent, toxic person wanting freedom, trying to gain a marriage. So you're still dealing with freeloaders, brutalizer freeloaders who are in fear here because you've got this Ten of Cups union coming in. They want to come in and sabotage it. Your whole community is here working very diligently regarding this competition, and they're manifesting. Look at this. You got the Magician and the High Priestess here dealing with some serious stuff regarding this new beginning and the love for the Queen, for the Mother, right? And judgment is being called. Judgment is being called on these new beginnings. There's a great separation happening. So there's a release, letting go. Someone's being sacrificed. They want to surrender, or maybe they're being surrendered. There's a change here that they're in despair about. Oh no, the mother lived. It's so weird to me. They're being let go. They gotta let go. They're being let go. Visitation. Release. Visitation. Sacrifice. Visitation. They may be receiving an invitation. They're being let go. They have to surrender. They may want to visit. There's a change here. They're receiving a visitation. They're in a nightmare about it. It could be that this is people haunting their house. Maybe they're going into their house or like opening cupboards and windows and stuff. It could be that this is part of this thing that they're worried about, in a nightmare about. They could be dealing with in-home visitors, conflict, bringing conflict and drama. Look, they're having nightmares, drama about conflict and drama. They're being let go, sacrificed. Maybe they were sacrificed. They were released, and now they're in despair because of this drama and conflict. Some sort of a visitation. Somebody visited them and is bringing conflict to their door, which has got them really messed up because it's very strong, very powerful, and competent. There's a sacrifice here. Somebody's visiting them, letting them go. Drama, conflict, nightmare, despair. It's very strong. Whatever this power is, it's moving against them. It's very, very strong. Observed. They've been seen and they're not a being of service. They don't serve anybody except their own damn self. Very, very selfish. They're getting a visit. They're in a nightmare, in drama, in conflict. They're challenged because of this. It's very, very strong observations. This Hierophant is moving against them very, very strong. They have been seen and known not to be a being of service. Whatever they got going on, whatever title, position, authority that they've been enjoying, it's known they're not a being of service. They've been seen thoroughly in the truth of their authenticity. Player, the Hierophant is here, perhaps dealing with this player. So the Most High God is here dealing with this player, and there is a painful ending for them. That is the intention and the expectation. This player is going under, having a nightmare. Everything's collapsing, and it's a painful ending. It's not just ending, it's a painful ending with a nightmare, with despair, conflict, and drama. Absence. Hardship in the reverse. They're going to be made absent. They can no longer bring you hardship. They have been defeated. This player. Singular, multiple, micro, macro, take it as it resonates. But they are going to be made absent. They cannot bring you any more hardship. Boom. You are the star. You're getting a rebirth, a renewal. You've got a spiritual fortune. You're rejuvenated, revitalized. There is a healing happening here for your faith. You're entering into your purpose, or maybe your purpose is to transmute dense and negative energies and to uplift the vibratory status of your environment, the frequency of it, the happiness of it. This bright and shining, beautiful star you are. Enlivening all of your arenas, wherever you go, wherever you are, you're shining like that star. Oh, look at that. And you're wholesome. You're wholesome and humble. You're not out here being a braggart. You're wholesome and humble. You're not this dude. This dude was trying to take you out. This dude was trying to take you out. And the Most High God stepped in and said, excuse me. What are you doing with my star? What are you doing with my goddess? The mother. What are you doing with her? Oh, I see. You were bringing drama and conflict. In the lens that's being looked through, we've got the Nine of Wands. So you've got boundaries here. You're resilient. You're weary, resilient. Prophecy in the reverse. Oh. Persistent. Whatever prophecy they thought they were going to have didn't pan out. Like maybe they had a wrong prophecy. They were in error. Maybe they had a false prophet give them a storyline, and that's what they were trying to manifest here, but it was a false story. So you gained a victory. Star. It could, what did they say? They said they were being led down a path of, can't remember the word, but it was nonsensical. It's like a path of confusion. They were being led down a path of confusion. Whatever this was that they were doing, it was the wrong way to go about things. You've gained a victory here. They had a false prophet, a false prophecy. You've gained a victory. You could have gained a victory over this teacher. You might be a teacher. You're getting a promotion here. You're becoming the teacher. You're the new teacher. You have broken the cycle. You have broken the curse. They had a false prophecy. That's why they didn't probably take you too seriously. They were looking for something else. There's a promise here. You've broken the cycle. These ones are out of control. They have no control over this. You have broken the cycle. There could be a promise of a negative phase for these ones. Here in the Seven of Wands, so in this competition, you were able to persevere through this competition. You stood up for yourself. You protected, maintained control of yourself and your life and your environment. And these ones have to accept the loss and move on. Move on. They got to move on. Get on down the road. You don't have anything to do with them anymore. And family is chosen. Just because you're born into a specific family unit doesn't mean that they were meant for you. They were meant to take you down. These bright and shining, wholesome people were deliberately born into alcoholic families, drug addicted families, families that were not stable in the foundation. families that had many stepfathers or mothers and step siblings and all of that. So they did all of that to try to dim your light, to make you, to turn you into a hateful, spiteful person, to never give you what you needed or wanted, And they have to move on. You're not obligated to them any longer. There's attention brought to creativity, to your creativity. You're being remembered. It could be that you remember an addiction. Somebody's being remembered for their addictions. It could be that creative attention has been, and remembering has been brought to some addiction. They were addicted to your happiness. These ones were addicted to your energy, your happiness, your light. And there's a change in the status of this privilege for them, for you. This snake had a misperception. They thought that working with these spirits, they could just destroy you, your light, your connection to the Most High, bury you, and cause you a suffering forever. And now this is really important. You get to go home. Your compass is going to take you home. You're seen as important. You have accomplished something of importance. Your compass is going to lead you home. You could be an innocent explorer, or maybe this chicken, this explorer who is afraid of your innocence. This could be looking for your location. This witch spying on your location. They want to spy on your location. You're a creatress, you're an artist, a writer of stories, of poems, of songs. You pull this out, or maybe you are just intimately connected to Spirit, and so Spirit speaks through you, and you write the songs, and you're forgiven because you're faithful to this connection. It's a symbiosis. Just because the physical form dies doesn't mean the energy dies, right? And so it's a symbiosis. Those who are yet to be born are like, hey, I see this going on, and maybe we can do this or that. I mean, it's a healthy balance. There's a backstory to this argument, this supposed communication regarding your conscientious. Your house is clean, your mind is clean, your body is clean, your temple. You take very good care of yourself and your environment, and that was your defense against these invisible attackers. Invisible drivers. You maintained your peace perfectly, and that allowed you to survive. You can't fight anger or hatred with anger or hatred. You can't do it. All that does is fuel the fire of that which is moving against you. One of the most difficult and challenging things you can do is to be mentally, energetically, emotionally tampered with, having all of your buttons pushed, which is why it's so important to do shadow work and heal your triggers, because they'll push those and then they'll rev up your agitation, and then you start to lash out into that lower vibrational quality, and then you're no longer seen as that. It drops your frequency in a very swift way. These ancestors knew how to do that, and they were trying to steal your evermore. They wanted to appear as your evermore, and perhaps they still do. They were working on it, disconnecting you from your leadership possession. Or maybe now they are going to be disconnected from this leadership possession. Yeah, grave. They wanted you in the grave, and it could be that what they have been enjoying is now in the grave. Because they've been working side. You have empathy. You see both sides of this objectively. You're looking at it objectively, so you see it all. And there's congratulations. You're expecting to enter into your purpose. You've got a victory here. You didn't do anything. Or perhaps you don't have to do anything here and now. Because those who moved against you for entertainment are being martyred. For horse playing around and haunting, shining, happy people. Yep. Piss on them. I don't feel bad about it. The actor or actress is getting the message. The Arcana is a self-care legend, a sovereign being. This isn't somebody who goes out here and plays these stupid, spiteful games. It's time for this star to step into the limelight. They are peaceful. They are balanced. They are as they are. And they're going to appear as they are. This can, one of the themes that go along with that, they're not wholesome. They're not a wholesome star. They don't have an abundance of light in them. They're not connected to the Most High. They're players pretending, not interested in doing the most challenging and difficult work. And you know why? Because it hurts. Transformation processes hurt. They're very painful. And these ones wanted easy street. And now they have to suffer the drama and the conflict that they were sending to this star, this wholesome star, this sweetheart of a star. Now they get to deal with it. It's like it's all coming back on them now. It's like, okay, you're getting a visitation. There is a sacrifice here, so I don't know. Maybe they're severely challenged. For all of the conflict they brought against this wholesome. And you know what? It would be something if it were a man moving against another man. But there are abundant numbers of masculines out there moving against this sweetheart, feminine, mother figure. Moving against them with her with all their might, these supposed men. Who had a false prophecy, and they were just creating so much trauma in the world, trying to overpower a woman with all their magic and their brutalization. Look at them. Ooh, I'm slick. Look at how slick I am. And the Most High came in and he says, I don't think so, Jack. I don't think so, Jack. What you're going to get is a collapse. You're going to get defeated, and you will not bring hardship to anybody here anymore. It's over. Held back. Fruitless vine. Reciprocity. They're getting what they gave. They're getting visitations. They could be getting haunted in their house. There's a release here. A change. Yeah. It's one of those, there is a lot of hauntings that they do, or that they had done previous cycle, where they would send the unaliving thoughts to people's minds, trying to get them to hurt themselves, to take themselves out, to do the work for them. And now it looks like they're getting that because it's their sacrifice. So, and it's a visitation. So I don't know if they're getting taken out. There's conflict and drama and a nightmare, despair. So I don't know if it's just their own mental body, or if somebody's actually coming to give them what they deserve. Guilty. They're challenged because they're in a Nine of Swords energy. They are in fear over this drama and conflict that they were bringing to this wholesome star woman. They've been found guilty, and now they're feeling pain from the damage they've caused. They're not a being of service. Everything that they have been doing has been observed. And whoever's moving against them is very, very strong. That would be the Most High God. Look, understanding. There's a complete understanding of what's been going on here. This player is in a tangle. This player is tangling up with the Most High. This player who thought that they were going to conquer God and the Divine Mother, they're going to be receiving neglect. They're going to get neglect. They've been neglected. They neglected this wholesome star. The Most High said, "What the hell do you think you are? Ten of Swords ending a defeat for this betrayal. Everything's collapsing. They will be made absent. They will not bring hardship to anybody in the future. They're done. They're gooses, freaking coot. And they're in regret. The Star is here. Renewed, wholesome, feminine. Look. Reflection, being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. So this is a wholesome Star, rejuvenated. Somebody is reflecting on this. They're in regret. They're being made absent. They cannot bring hardship to the Star anymore. You were resilient and you stood your faith against this false prophecy or this false prophet. And people are gossiping about this. You've got a victory here. You're promoted. You're being promoted, and it looks like you're being promoted into teacher. Like whoever this is, it could be that they were a teacher. This player playing around with the mother, the star shining mother, the rejuvenator, the healer. This player, pride. So you're going to be teaching. You've gained a victory. So you could have gained a victory over this prideful teacher, or it could be that you've gained a victory and you have been promoted to the status of teacher regarding these prideful people. It could be that they have a lesson to learn now and it's your time to teach it. I mean, they were teaching you all these lessons. You broke the cycle. You flipped the table. There's a promise here. Unworthy. There's a promise of a negative phase for those who are unworthy. You stood up for yourself, and these ones have to accept the loss. These kin, they got to walk away. This family, whatever this was that you were in contract with in the previous cycle, Star, they're done. They're done. They've got habitual patterns that they'll never change. They need to go away. They're going to go away, all right. Look, and you've got responsibilities here. All your financial and emotional needs will be taken care of in this new cycle. You're entering into a responsible destiny. You are the Star. You are wholesome. Somebody's going to actually care about you and want to build a life with you. And whoever these jackwagons were, they're feeling overwhelmed. They do not know what to do about this. It was an unexpected outcome, and they're really suffering from your absence. They're stuck in a soul contract with the shadow side. They're stuck in it. They wanted you stuck in it. They're stuck in it now. They made mistakes. They got detached for not appreciating you. You could have revitalized them. You could have rejuvenated them. You could have shared your spiritual inheritance with them. But they wanted to steal it from you and bury you in hell anyway. And so now you're saying bye-bye. Goodbye. Somebody wants to have a conversation with you. It's time. They can't take any action now. Somebody wants to call and hear your voice. It could be that they want to talk to you, but it's too late for them to take any action. They're out of time. They just can't. You have escaped because of your love for self, because of your love for your life. And this isn't egotistical, prideful stuff. This is sharing and caring and loving, even if there's distance. These things that were hurting the wholesome star beings, they miss their opportunity. They want to run. They are unsatisfied. They want to mend a soul tie, but this is a third-party being that was trying to destroy an irreplaceable, loving person. They were envious. They were haughty, born of stagnant waters, probably. I don't want anyway. They're feeling the damage because you are reunited here, and they want forgiveness. You never gave up hope. They hoped for forgiveness. They sabotaged their new chapter. They sabotaged their own new chapter. They were trying desperately to sabotage yours, and they wound up falling in all of their traps. The Most High God is here, and they did not expect it. They did not expect, Star, Wholesome Star, that the Divine Father would ever step forward and say, enough is a freaking enough. Get off my daughter. They didn't believe that it would ever come to this. They thought that they were God, and that they were going to conquer God, the Most High. They were actually thought that they were going to bring this war to the heavenly realms. They thought that their doppelgangers, their Eve, their clay lady, the dirt lady, whatever. I call them clay people rather than star people. So they're more obedient. So they thought that this clay lady was going to dress up in your energy, and then they were going to do this and then infiltrate your kingdom spouse, and then you would go up there, and then they would bring this low vibrational war to that arena, and it just didn't work out like that. They thought that they were going to conquer the Most High God by infiltrating with these lower vibrational entities dressed up in the actual star's energy. That's what they were doing. They can't leave. They're being sacrificed. They are receiving visitations. They are getting what they gave. They could be haunted. They could be, stuff could be falling off the walls. They might be hearing things. They might be waking up with scratches and stuff. They're in a nightmare. They can't sleep. They're suffering insomnia. They're in trauma and despair over this drama and the conflict. They're found guilty. They're feeling the pain from the damages that they've caused, and they can't leave. They can't get out of it. It's reciprocity. They cannot get out of it. Conquer or conquest. They're guilty of just another notch in the headboard. They wanted to take you out. Their goal was to eliminate the star beings in this atmosphere. They were completely disloyal. They put them all out. They wanted to bury them in the hell realms. That's exactly what they were doing. And the Most High says, I'm fed up. Fed the F up. So he's moving against these people with strength, with a massive strength. They are not beings of service. They have been seen and understood, making life very difficult for people while they run around touting themselves a god. So the Most High God is moving against this player who failed to give you what you needed with this neglect. And it could be that this player is looking forward to neglect now. Yep, they're looking forward to some neglect. Or this player that neglected the stars, they're getting it. They're getting it hard. We got distant, and it's happening right now. We've got neglected right now. Right now, this player is being neglected. They're losing everything. They have lost everything right now. It's happening now. Painful freaking ending. They will be made absent. They cannot bring hardship to anybody else. They're in regret. They wish it had never happened. Yeah, I bet they do wish it had never happened. They should have just checked themselves before they wrecked themselves. And now they're struggling. The wholesome star is here, rejuvenated and revitalized. And this reflection, this low vibrational person, this player with life force, vitality that does not belong to them. They're having this fantasy of reconnecting to you, reaching out to you, star. This low vibrational being wants to reach out and attach to your light, to your life force. This thing that has no energy of its own. It's like, are they even alive? They don't feel like it, most likely. Look at this. This is a suffering expression. They don't have any life in them. They're a snake. They're a low vibrational snake, and they've been tempted to do shitty things, low vibrational things, low vibrational mental things. And you did not lose. You're not lost, star. You did not lose. They could not cause you a loss. You stood your ground in the face of this false prophecy. People are gossiping about this snake, about this temptation. People moving against the light bearers, the Christed being or beings, however you want to look at it. The earth angels, the shining ones, the luminescence. You've got a victory here, 6 of Wands. So you're moving into your reward. You're getting a promotion. You could be the teacher of these prideful people. Or perhaps you have gained a victory over this prideful teacher. But you may now be the new teacher. This jerk was teaching people how to put out lights, how to destroy lives, how to steal life force energy, how to pre-transition other people because they felt like they were more deserving of their life that the Most High God gave them. Why? Because they had the knowledge. Tangled up. This prideful person is all tangled up. They can't get free. You're the new teacher here. You broke the cycle, and there's a promise of a negative phase for those who are unworthy. You know why? Because they broke every promise that they ever made. 7 of Wands here. You stood up for yourself. You maintained control, and these kin need to accept their loss and move on. They've got habitual patterns that they'll never ever change. They're guilty. They're guilty. Lying, cheating, stealing, that's all they know. And it's gross. It's just absolutely gross. And we got secrets here. So they've got habits that they're keeping secret. They're not telling the whole truth. So you may not even know how deep this goes for them. It says, I don't know if we will ever change. So these kin will never change. They've got habits of neglect. They got caught up in a whirlwind and they need an exit plan. They were not expecting this. They're alone now. They were playing games with love, and now they're alone, in pieces, in ruins. They have to face it. This is ending. This is ending. It's over. And this childish individual or individuals are going to experience something very, very hard. They're going to have the opportunity to become a star, to get their light shining, to rise above the darkness. They're going to have that opportunity, and they want forgiveness. They're found guilty and they want forgiveness because they're tired. They have no energy. They feel like they've been burned. Maybe they got burned because they're an empty vessel, or maybe they're being burned because they're an empty vessel. They sold their soul. They don't have one. There's nothing to them. They're just chaff. There's no spirit or soul inside of them. They're just an empty husk. What is this? I don't know, but they're crushed and hurting emotionally right now because they put out many, many flames, and now they have to go and deal with that. It could be that these are the ones that are visiting them, reciprocating the horror that they went through before they transitioned, and they're not leaving them alone. They want to escape and they can't because it's very, very fierce and very, very aggressive. They're drowning in this. They're going under. They are chaff. An empty, hollow vessel that has nothing to offer the world except envy and cruelty. They've got a long road to go before they find what they want. They're having a lot of anxiety. They're grieving because they got caught up in a rabbit hole and everything's crumbling around them. They do want to reach for you. They want you to take care of their needs because they're in the dark. And you're not going to take care of their needs anymore because you're not in the dark. You're in the light. And they didn't want to be in the light with you. They wanted to take your light and pretend that they were that, but they didn't want to share it with you. They wanted your gift But they didn't want you to have any. They wanted to give it to their low vibrational creation, this dirt woman or whatever. They have so little value for life, including their own. If they had value for their life, they wouldn't have done this. They don't think too highly of themselves. I guess they thought brutalization was the way to go. And now the Most High is saying, okay, that's the way you like to play. You're going to get some of that. Apology. They want to apologize. So they're here. They're being released. They're getting visited by those many flames. They're getting reciprocity. They're getting haunted. And they can't leave. They can't leave. They want to apologize, but they're stuck with it. They're stuck with it. They put them all in there with this conquest, just another notch in the headboard, and now they have to deal with it. They got to go through cycles of dealing with these many flames that they tormented, that they caused nightmares for and trauma for. They have to deal with them. They owe love a freaking debt. Goodbye. Goodbye. So what's moving against them now is very, very strong. It's very, very powerful. They have been seen to be a being who is not in service to anybody or anything. They don't care about anything or anything. They have been seen clearly. There's an understanding here of their side of the story. They have been making things very, very rocky for wholesome, Christed beings. Playing with the love and the rejuvenation that joy brings. Obligation. Yeah. So nobody's willing to collaborate with them now. Nobody wants to collaborate with them. They have an obligation to love. Nobody wants to collaborate with them. The Most High God is here dealing with this player. We've got neglected and distant in the reverse. So right now this player is being neglected in a big way. And it could be that there's somebody laughing about it. Somebody might be laughing about it. Maybe this player was laughing as they were hurting this star and these light beings. You know, and the sad part about it is they're children or women for the most part. And this little pecker was getting off on it. Laughing. And now they're getting neglected. They're getting a very painful ending. Painful. Ten of Swords. The most painful. They're being made absent and they cannot bring you hardship anymore, star. They're in regret. They wish it had never happened. They're struggling. They're not being supported. Nobody wants to collaborate with them. They really screwed themselves up. They didn't make any friends along the way. They did not make any friends with all of this stuff that they were doing for entertainment. They thought it was a great fun. Telling stories about you. So you're a wholesome star. You did not lose. You're not lost. And this reflection here is very desperate at this time because they've got bad news, very negative bad news. Yeah, they're a liar. They're a liar. Everybody knows they're a liar. Everybody knows they're a liar. You were able to persist through this Nine of Wands challenge. They had a false prophecy. People are gossiping about this snake, this player being tempted by the snake. They went astray. They went astray, and now they need support. Now they need support. You've got a victory here, Six of Wands. You've achieved something. It's public, so everybody can see it. It's in the environment. It's a public recognition. Maybe you are a new teacher, or maybe you have gained a victory over this teacher, this prideful teacher. You have gained a victory over this egoic, prideful teacher who got tangled up. They were trying to tangle you up. It could be that you're the new teacher, but it looks like because there's promotion here on this victory, so you could have been promoted to teacher. It could be that you've gained a victory over this egoic teacher who is unable to free themselves from a sticky situation. They screwed up. Nobody wants to work with them anymore. Love. They have no love in them. And you perhaps lost all care or love for them also. The Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse. You've broke this cycle. This cycle is done. It has been changed. There is a promise that the unworthy who broke all their promises are going to what? Get chaos. They're, revenge, yelling. Whoa, there's a big fight, yelling. They may want to try to trick you by getting a small favor. So this prideful person, they have no love in them. They're tangled up. You broke the cycle. They're going through a negative phase. There's a promise that the unworthy who broke all their promises are going to receive chaos. Yeah, they want revenge. They're yelling they're yelling. They could feel like they've been tricked, by whatever this snake is. But here you are in the Seven of Wands. In this competition, you are protected. You've maintained control. This kin, whatever they are, they have to accept the loss and move on. They've got habitual patterns that they'll never change, and they're liars. They never tell the truth. Everything about them is hidden. It's a secret. You know why? Because they're not upstanding. They're not upstanding people. We've got career here. They've got habitual patterns. They're lying about their career. They're lying about your career. They're trying to lie about your career, or they're trying to lie about the work they've been doing. They're trying to lie about the work they've been doing. Their habitual patterns. But you're uninterested in giving them a big favor. You don't even want to listen to them. They're desperate. They're greedy. They need money. They've got bad news. Look, we got negative here. They want to check in. They've got secrets. They're saying that they want to hear your perspective, but really all they want to do is offload some crap onto you. They need a safe space. They're concerned about their health. Oh my gosh, they might be acting friendly, trying to get a date with you, this kin. You may not even know them. You're uncertain because you feel them. They're an imposter, envious of your future, lying to you, spreading rumors about you, pretending that they're giving advice when they're just a hater. They're a happiness hater, and they want to go out there and F things up. They're just spewing crap from their mouth. It's inside of them. They're full of shit, and it's spewing out as that. It's like, it just doesn't, it's all lies. It's all secrets. It's all lies. They're full of this matter that is worthless, and it keeps vomiting out of them. And it shows up like this. It shows up like this every time. And when it shows up like that, it shows up like with a smile too. They'll bring this to you with a smile. They'll smile in your face and they'll say, hey, this is what I would advise. This is my good advice. And all in the while, it's a trap that they have devised. Alrighty then. So we've got justice. Justice is being served. There's a sacrifice here. There's visitations. It could be that these ones are being released, or that whoever it was that they released with those many flames there are making visitations. They are reciprocating what was done to them. They cannot leave. They cannot get out of it. It won't go away. They want to apologize. They're trying to apologize. They won't leave them alone. They're getting bullied. They are a bully. They're getting visitations from those that they pre-transitioned, perhaps. They're having a nightmare. They can't sleep, perhaps. They're in despair. They're receiving drama, conflict. They're guilty. They're in pain. Just another notch on the headboard, and maybe that's what they've become. And it's a goodbye. You're not homeless. They could not take your house. You're too strong here. And they have been seen not to offer services to anybody. They're neglectful. And nobody wants to work with them now because they understand who they are. They understand who they are. They have an obligation to love. They made the road very rocky for you. Vow. You've got a vow here. That's spirit. And that's your future kingdom spouse. The Most High is here just upset, tossing people around. This player was laughing. Oh, they thought it was so funny to take out people who had shine, to destroy God's family. He thought it was so funny to neglect them. But they're being neglected right now. It's happening right now. Look, and triumph. Most High is triumphing. Or this Hierophant, however you want to look at it, could just be a very high-end, closely connected counselor of some sort. Counselor of the stars. Whatever it means to you. But whoever they are, they're bringing about a 10 of swords for this player. They're like, hey, Jack, what you got going on? This player is going through withdrawals. They're addicted to your energy, and they got cut off. They cannot access you anymore. They're the addict. These are the ones that have been running around providing drugs and alcohol, cigarettes, and all these addictive substances, putting sugar in every freaking thing, you know, and with the MSG to make you crave it, or however that works out. This is what they've been doing. They've been trying to pull people into addictive patterning while they've been feasting on the energies of the slow and steady dying ones. Their light slowly going out. And now they're going through withdrawals because they cannot feast on you anymore. The poor fool cannot provide his own freaking light. And it's time. It's time for them and for the great shift, for the separation to happen. Good news. And it's good news. It's very good news. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Definitely. Definitely. You're resilient. They had a false prophecy. They're gearing up for the worst defense, perhaps because they had a false prophecy. Everybody's talking about their temptation and what they did. And they supported the snake. Everybody's gossiping about how they supported this snake in this false prophecy. Everybody's gossiping about it. this prayer work, whatever prayer work they were doing, this religion. Yeah, they were supporting the snake, trying to put out the light of all these stars. Micro, macro, take it as it resonates. The shining ones. But you've gained a victory here, or the Most High has triumphed here. Most High has triumphed. There is a Six of Wands here. There's a promotion. You may be a teacher over these egoic people, or maybe you've got a victory over this egoic and prideful teacher that's tangled up in the freaking web. There's no love in them. They support the snake. You overcame these doubles, and there's no hesitation here. This says decision, confusion, and worry. There's no confusion. There's no worry. You know exactly what's going on. There's no confusion for the people. This prideful teacher simply is tangled up in this sticky situation. They have no love in them. You broke the cycle, and now they're getting a promise of going through a negative phase. These are unworthy people who broke all of their promises. They've been playing with love, and they are going to go through some chaos now, while you gain. You gain. This is the conclusion of this. You profit. Your alliances are here on behalf of eternal love. Yeah, and justice is being served. Yes, because they were putting out stars' lights, trying to wear it as a jacket and present themselves as that so they could bring the war to the kingdom of God. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? They wanted to bring chaos to God's eternal love kingdom. And they're not getting a family tree. Their family tree is being turned upside down. It's coming undone. They're unworthy. Seven of Wands. You've maintained control here. This kin needs to accept the loss. They've got habitual patterns that they'll never change. They keep secrets. They keep lying. They're lying about their career. They might be lying about your career. They were lying about what they were doing for a career. Habitual patterns are being stopped, and justice is being delivered. They're done. Ten of Swords, defeat. Painful. Nine of Swords, nightmare and trauma. These ones are done. Done. This coach, this teacher is protesting because you've reached your goals, or maybe their expectations regarding this ritual. See, they thought they were going to rob you, and they're protesting because they have experienced a loss. They're losing everything because you were shown a mercy. You are the star, wholesome person, and the Most High came here and showed you a mercy. It was time for it. And these ones are all stubborn. They're getting all wacky in the head because you're relaxed. You're at peace. And these ones went to apologize because they're getting confined. They're getting the lockup. They're going to go suffer some stuff. While you start a new mega project, you got this great idea. You're coming into a new job. You're starting a mega project. You're going to have a fantastic business. And these mask wearers are furious about your blessing. They're furious about your blessing because you persevered. You overcame death and illness. They're sick. They fell into a trap. Their own cursing has got them into a trap. And you and your future family are having sweet dreams. You're going to be doing very well. And these prideful people are going to be on overload. They have a lot to overcome now for fighting with the sweethearts, for their reward, for their life, for their material wealth, for their money, for their status, for their promise. I don't feel bad for them. I don't. You know, I don't. It's pure evil to try to destroy somebody because you want their stuff. I mean, that's thievery, like way over the top, man. Way over the top. It's not like you're stealing the little old lady's purse while she's walking down the street. You're actually taking a shining, bright, rejuvenator, revitalizer, wholesome, loving person's life and ability to have love. This is awful. I don't feel sorry for what's happening here to them. Not one bit. Nope. Not one bit. I have no care. None. None. I don't have any care for them. You know why? Because they were selling the life force vitality of star beings into slavery. Draining them of their light and then using them for gratification purposes. Of, you know, sexual things, and you know, they like the energy of pain and suffering, and if you can get a bright shining one suffering in the south node, then they love that. They really dig it. And I just don't care about what the Most High is doing here. In fact, I'm grateful. I prayed for it over 2 decades. I prayed for it as I was suffering this nightmare, like many of you. This thief is getting what they deserve. There's a sacrifice here. There's visitation. They're getting bullied. They're getting reciprocated. Every haunting, every horrible thing they ever did, they're getting it back, and they can't leave it. They won't leave. These spirits aren't going to leave. They want to apologize. They want to make it okay. They want to come to you and say, I'm sorry, call them off. And they're in despair, big time despair. Trauma, despair again, hopeless, nightmare. Drama, conflict, guilty of bringing you drama and conflict, and they could not make you homeless. To them, you were just another notch in the headboard. They tried to kick you out of your body, wholesome star, and now you're saying goodbye. And they don't get the money. They don't get the money. They don't get nothing. You've got a vow here. You're very courageous. You're very powerful. And you've got a vow with spirit, with the Most High. Very pure in your light. These beings aren't of service at all. They didn't service anybody. They were just awful. And now nobody wants to work with them. There's an understanding of who they are and what they've done. And they have an obligation to what? Experience a rocky road. They have to walk the walk that they made you go through. They have to walk your walk now. They want to be you. They want your reward. They have to go walk the walk that made it possible. They want the reward so damn bad, go earn it. Go earn it. We've got priest in the reverse. Coming against a sweetheart. Priest in the reverse, coming against a sweetheart. Star, wholesome being. Nobody wants to work with this person anymore. They're a dark priest. They're a dark priest supporting the snake. The Most High is here in triumph. This player who is laughing about neglecting you is receiving the same right now. Not in some far off distant time. Right now. Misfortune. They're having misfortune right now. Yep. For all of the neglect that they put upon these light beings while they laughed, thinking themselves a high roller. Yeah, I'm God. Look at the suffering that I can cause on these shiny beings. Oh, I'm God. Yeah. Shining little sweethearts. And they did it consistently. Ten of Swords, defeat, but painful ending. They cannot bring hardship to you any longer. They're going to be made absent. They need to go see the doctor, or maybe they're sick. They're sick. They're actually sick. They could be losing their mind. They might have mental problems. They could be waking up with scratches and bruises. There's a visitation. It's coming. It's in their house. They're being bullied by spirits that they pre-transitioned for entertainment purposes. Now they're going through withdrawals because they can't feast on the energy of life or light anymore. They're struggling and they're in regret. They're sick. They have to go to the doctor. They have no energy. They're dead. They don't have any energy. There's no life in them. They're actually the living dead. And that's where I was getting at the other day, you know, with some of these scientific experiments that they got going on, where they injected into a living ova the cellular composition, the genetic composition of dead things. They injected death into the ova and then grew it, and then wondered why they didn't have any empathy or any care or anything. I don't know. That's just weird, man. Look again. They didn't get the fortune. They didn't get the money. They didn't get the fortune. They're a bunch of liars. Low vibrational walking dead liars. They're not real. They had a false prophecy. Whatever they were, whatever life form, they were speaking to, or whatever, this snake that they were in support of, it was a false prophecy. They were this religion that they were praying, they were supporting this snake. They were tempted to go astray. They wanted the house. They wanted to control the house, meaning all of the money, all of the material wealth, all of the soil, all of the food. They wanted to be a dominator. And you've gained a victory over this teacher, this prideful teacher who is entangled with this snake. There's no love in them. There's no empathy in them. Look, they tried to kill God's wife. This Hierophant's wife. High priestess. What the hell? They tried to unalive the wife of God, it looks like to me. Big trouble, facing prison, gonna be in these pleasure seekers are in melancholy because they're going to prison. Because you've broken the cycle and there's a promise to the unworthy. Their family trees are going to be undone. Their family trees are coming undone. They broke all their promises with this chaos. Look, they're not a gift. They don't get a gift. And this is it. Their family tree's coming undone. You maintained control. You stood up for yourself. This kin is lying about what they've been doing here. They have to accept the loss and walk away. Yeah, they've got habitual patterns of lying and hurting people. They're being stopped and justice is being served. They're all haughty. They need consolation. They're praying to the God that's coming after them. They're a servant of the freaking snake. And who they praying to? I don't know who they praying to. They got to pray to a snake, but they're looking up. So I don't know who they think they're praying to. Look, journey. They don't get to go on a journey. They don't get to go on a journey. They have to walk away. They don't get to graduate. They don't get to go to the upper realms. They're being stopped. Justice is being served by the Lord. Ooh. For constantly doing this kind of stuff. There's a young woman in sorrow. She's sick. Somebody might be a widower or soon to be. There could be a child here. An enemy's child is in despair. This soldier wants to have a conversation, or maybe people are talking about this fight. And your joy, your celebration. There's a foe that is a scholar. I'm a learned man. And these pleasure seekers are in melancholy because they're going to prison for what they did to love. They're getting a message. It's a surprise. Or maybe a surprise has been uncovered. Oh, yeah. They're in trouble, all right. Well, we got some cards out here, and it is already 1 hour and 15 minutes almost. So I hope that this brings clarification to something that you already intuitively knew. It looks to me like God is putting a big smackdown on those who wanted to take his place, and they thought that they were calling themselves conquerors because they could brutalize women and children and then shed the masculine's blood in endless war. They thought that they really had it under the wrap. They thought that they were the man of the house, is what they thought. But they found out that God's not playing. God has a wife here somewhere, and he's like, man, you're done. You're done, right? This teacher, this prideful teacher, was trying to kill God's wife. That's just stupid. Absolutely stupid. And there's a victory here for the Most High and his family. So the Lord is like putting a smackdown on those who were laughing about hurting his wife. It could be that the Most High's wife is the one who won the victory. It could be that she overcame death. That this egoic teacher put her in, and now they are tangled. The mother is saying goodbye to those who are trying to just bury her in pain and shame. Yep. See you on the next one, everybody. Bye.